Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and we've got a bit of an update on Across the Spiderverse. Well, if you're a fan of this channel, you know we've said many times that merch leaks are the best leaks, and they give us the most accurate look at some of our upcoming projects. Now, over the course of the last couple of weeks, we started to get a lot of Across the Spiderverse merch, and that's because the movie was originally supposed to be released this October. Now, we already knew that Spider-Punk was going to be part of this upcoming movie. There's some pretty cool guitar-related merch that showed up a couple of weeks ago, but now we have our first look at the character. So let's not waste any time and dive right in. Now, I have to say, I do like this stylized version of the character, and it does give us an idea of how he will manifest on screen in animation. One of the things about Into the Spider-Verse is they give each version of Spider-Man a unique animation style. And based on this look we're seeing now, I think the character will feed very well into his sort of rock and roll, punk rock sort of persona in the animated form. Now, a lot of people aren't familiar with who Spider-Punk is. And he actually comes from an alternate Earth in the Spider-Verse storylines from the comics. In the comics, his real name is Hobart Brown. Now, he was actually created by Dan Slott and Oliver Copiel, and made his first appearance way back in 2015 in The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3, number 10. Now, in the story, he is a homeless teenager, and he once again was transformed by an irradiated spider. But in this case, it's a different story, because in his world, Norman Osborn is president and is responsible for a bunch of toxic waste that actually irradiated the spider that eventually bit Hobart. Now, how much of his backstory we get in the upcoming movie, it's still pretty unclear to me. The character is pretty darn cool, and I do look forward to seeing what they're going to eventually do with him. He's been part of a couple of Spider-Man storylines since then and has increased in popularity more and more, so I have the sneaking suspicion this more mainstream appearance of the character is going to be big, and we're going to be seeing a lot of Spider-Punk over the next couple of years. Now, we also got another little bit of a look at Jessica Drew in this movie too. In this case, she is Cyborg Spider-Woman, and I have to say, this doesn't do as much for me as Spider-Punk does, but I am happy to get a couple more looks at the character. Now, obviously, we're going to follow everything across the Spider-Verse over the next couple of months. We have to wait until next year when the movie is finally released, but I don't think we've seen the last of all the merch that's going to be headed our way. If you're a Spider fan, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you get all of the updates. But until we know more, I gotta know what you guys think. What do you think of this first look at Spider-Punk? And are you familiar with the character from the Spider-Verse storyline? I have to say, he is a pretty cool addition. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.